You know, we've really come a long way. Throughout our history, we've had people that have allowed God to stretch their faith and increase their love. We've been on a journey, not just to a new address, but to have a higher relationship with God our Father and with each other. Are you ready to move in your faith and your love for Christ? Are you ready to go forward by faith? Changed lives is what it's always been about. You think about there's people in Uganda and Kenya and Guatemala and Mexico and in London, England that have all benefited because of the commitment of Crestview Baptist Church. We have all benefited. We've all felt the impact of people in our past who have said, I'm willing to go forward by faith, and have showed that in their lives.
We started on the west side. There was nothing past Midkiff and Thomas. So we're going to start out there on the loop, and there's nothing past it. It's all empty land. So the Lord's got a place for us, and that's where He wants us to be.
Our people were always, we were willing to work, we were willing to pray, we were willing to have faith, and we were willing to sacrifice.
We're very pleased to hear that perhaps within 2 years, what Crestview is headed as a spiritual reality is going to be a physical reality that will be actually in our building. And 3 years ago, Ruth and I prayed about what we would be giving, and let me just say this way, this is our giving is a very personal thing to us and very private, but we feel compelled that we need to bring a testimony about the last 3 years. What we decided to do in trying to reach our goal for the $3 million is following our pastor's testimony, his example, to double tithe. By that I mean a regular tithe would go to the regular offering, and another tithe would go to the forward by faith. And the Lord has been real faithful, and that's what my testimony is going to be.
God has blessed us beyond measure, not because of who we are or what we've done, but by being dedicated to Him and His work.
None of us want to just maintain or occupy space or just keep people that we've already reached. We want to grow. We want to reach people for Christ. We want to move forward. God has called us to do that and to move and to go forward by faith.
One of the things I think is true about our church is that we've gotten real used to some things that are real barriers for folks to be able to come to our church. Our buildings are scattered. It's hard to get around to different places. It's hard to find your way. We're kind of used to it, but it's kind of like that old easy chair. We've gotten real used to it, real accustomed to it, but somebody coming in new, it's a whole different view.
You're going to enjoy the new building, but what you're going to really enjoy is when you see a child, a grandchild, a friend, a parent maybe even, come to know Jesus Christ. We're so thankful for those folks in our church who have been willing to say, we want to have faith and we want to go forward by faith and to reach others for Christ.
We had relocated to Midland in August of 2007 and were looking for a church that had opportunities for service and for worship. What really intrigued us was the cross on the new property. It wasn't until November of 2007 that we found out that the cross in the field was owned by Crestview, and we decided to attend a service there. What keeps us coming back is the direction of the church. The church didn't seem to be moving away from something, we were moving to something. The visibility of the new church, the growth areas surrounding this new location. These are huge accountabilities that God is going to hold us up to. My family and I are looking forward to using the gifts God has given us, both in worshiping the Lord and in serving others.
When it really comes down to it, it's not about a building. Buildings don't last forever. What it does come down to is the why. For the Son of Man has come to seek and save that which was lost. People last forever. A building doesn't last forever. Ultimately, it's all about the who. Paul said it this way: whatever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, giving thanks to God for the Father through Him. So we're asking you to pray and to ask God to stretch your faith, and for you to pray about what God would want you to sacrifice and how He would want you to give financially. And also put on your calendar the date, May the 4th, Sunday, May the 4th, which will be our commitment day for Forward by Faith 2. We're praying that by building a new facility on this land and through the faith and commitment of our church family, that we have a story to tell to our community. And it'll start this way: you won't believe what God has done.